He didn't have to play the best game of his career by any means, but he was perfect. 30 shots, 30 saves, and here's Montreal now with a commanding 2-0 series lead.
Well, it's very clear that the Montreal Canadiens have become a very confident hockey team in these playoffs. A five's clearly working, and you can see their confidence growing, and a lot of it is because the guy who's at the back of the defense.
And they play with the lead or tied, seemingly, during this entire winning streak. They have not trailed since Game 4 against the Toronto Maple Leafs, so they've been playing with the lead, great goaltending, and great special teams. The power play's been okay, but shorthanded. The Montreal Canadiens so far in the playoffs, shorthanded 28 times. They've allowed 3 power play goals. They've scored 2 shorthanded goals, including the game winner here.
Second game winner of the playoffs that's shorthanded for them. And Dave broke a cardinal rule of television in this one. He gave that stat away for free on Twitter as opposed to keeping it for the broadcast. But as he said, once again, the Canadiens score the game's decisive goal case. But, you know, the Canadiens, as Dave said, they're not scary right now on the power play, but they're very frightening when they're shorthanded.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, no Stastny, no Scheifele, no DeMello, and not a lot of emotion or desperation from this Jets team. What's going on here?
Until late. I thought in the third period they really picked it up. It was their best part of the game. They had 14 of their 30 shots. But I agree with you, David. I think this Jets team for a lot of the game looked kind of shell-shocked. You've got the suspension to Scheifele. You've got the injuries, Stastny, DeMello. You know, all the momentum they had in knocking out Edmonton, it seems to have dissipated between the layoff and the first game, what happened in the first game of this series. I think that's, you know, Paul Maurice's biggest challenge is getting the emotion back in his team, and particularly Dubois. I mean, you know, Dubois was their big acquisition. We remember how dominant he was physically last year in the playoffs. It's been a while getting going in the regular season, and they need him to get going in the playoffs. It's still not there. He's one guy they really have to get going because he can be an emotional and physical leader for their team.
Elliotte, these momentum swings are tremendous in the postseason. Remember, the Jets had swept away Edmonton. Here they are now. They've lost 2 straight. Montreal has won 5 in a row for the first time since December of